welcome to the Lioness Art Club. This is another quick session just to show you one way of doing some eyes. I'm going to use a pen, but you can use a pencil obviously first. I'm using a pen so you can see it on the page because it is quite light. I did this sheet for people to have a go at. It's really simple and you can just practice you could even go on other YouTube channels and really refine and develop your drawing if you want to. But it's a really easy doodle thing is to do an eye, and you can add them to those sort of drawings and doodles in the previous sessions I've done regarding patterns. So you could put an eye in there if you wanted. Anyway, I'm just going to show you following this. Okay, so what I'm doing, the first thing I'm going to do is a circle. Now if you're not that sure about drawing a circle in a proper way, or you find it hard to draw a circle, like I said, I'm not using a pencil. I just want to make sure that you can see it on this paper because it's bright. So I'm using a little thing like that. You could use a coin like a 10p piece or 5p piece or a penny even, whichever, if you want to, or you could just do it freehand. Alright, so I'm just going to draw around this. Like I said, I'm using a pen, not a pencil. Okay, and that's the first thing I've done, is I've drawn an eye. Okay, and then I'm going to put, that's what do you call it, that's the iris, and then in here is going to be the pupil. Okay, again, see, it's not very straight, but it's, like I said, we're just playing. Okay, now if there's some light going on it, it's really effective if you're able to put in a bit of depth for it. So I'm doing like a moon in there. Can you see there's a moon in there, and this creates sort of some kind of light. So the reflection, the light's sort of coming from here really. Okay, so it just catches the pupil there. Then I'm going to do a really faint line here, which would be where the light would hit on, because an eyeball is round, isn't it? When we look at it on the sideways, we can see it's curved. It's a eyeball, not a flat surface, so it will catch some of the light. So that's what that is. Okay, now because I'm not going to use a colour this time because I haven't got them with me, is I'm going to use this pencil, which I think hopefully you can see, as a colour. So this is going to be the grey eyes. So I'm just colouring it in. Like I said, you can choose any colour you want. You could do some really amazing colours in there if you wanted to. Use pencil colours, because it's a bit softer, and you can blend them a bit as well. You can sometimes overlap the colours and they can be really nice then. Okay, this is sort of like a cartoony eye. It's not sort of a realistic eye as such, but it's just quite nice to do. Alright, then what I've done here, the next part is to do the lines, yeah? So I've done a circle, I've then done the pupil, and then I've put in this moon, like a crescent moon, which is like that, isn't it? Okay, and that's really the light coming. Then I've done a bit of sort of a shape here, and that's because the eye is a ball and the light can hit there and reflect off there. Can you see? Right, so there we are. And now I'm going to do these tiny little lines. Like I said, it's a cartoon eye. It's not sort of a realistic eye. And I'm doing it freehand, so I'm not worrying about it too much if I go over. It's like a doodle, so I'm just playing really. Okay, so I've done those lines like that. Okay, and then here with the irises are black, aren't they? So I'm going to colour that in with my black felt tip here. Okay, but if you've got a pencil, you do it with a pencil. But you can do it with a pen if you want to, if you feel okay with that. And like I said, it's just trying and having a go at it. So I've got here, I've tried to fill all that in apart from that moon bit. Can you see? Alright, and I haven't, with the coloured pencil, I haven't coloured that in. I've just done this, so I'm going to just shade that in a bit more so it looks a bit more like a grey iris rather than pencil line drawings. So I'm using this pencil as a colour. So if you see there, oops, I've gone over, it doesn't matter, but I'll just get that over. Alright, so I've done that, making it a bit more solid colour. There we are, and I've made sure this is like there's a sort of a top and a bottom bit there, so that's where the light is hitting. You could actually look at someone's eyes if you could see, or look in a magazine and see. You could do it from that as well. Okay, then I'm going to look at the eyelid and underneath. Okay, so what I'm going to do, it's a curve. Now I'm doing this with pen, like I said, but if you want to do it with pencil, it's quite, if you're not that confident, do it with pencil obviously, and then it's going to be a bit freehand work. So I'm going to do like that, so it's like a hill. So it starts at the bottom, I go up the hill, and then I go down the hill. Can you see? Okay, now I'm going to go down the hill to the bottom, oh, and then I'm going up to the hill. And I've not met them there, but you can meet it if you want. Alright, so I'm going up the hill and then down the hill. And underneath, where the bottom of the lower eye, I'm going down the hill and then up a hill. So it's like a little bit there. Can you see that? Alright, so we've got up the hill and down the hill, down the hill and up the hill. And like I said, I've got this as the black bit there with the crescent moon. It's just catching, and there's a bit of the light. This is quite nice if it was colour, but I haven't got colour, like I said, so I'm using the pencil. Alright, as a grey. Now I'm going to do the eyelashes. Now these are always a bit strange for me, but it's when I was doodling at school, it's quite nice. I used to do eyes a lot. So what I'm thinking now, you've got to think where we have our nose is either one side or the other side. So decide where your nose would be. I'm going to do the nose here, this side, alright? So the we have our little tear ducts there, don't we? So I put a little curve there just so I know, I remember. And now I'm going to do the eyelashes, and you're thinking, but what you're doing, you're going to be doing like U's or double U's, like that. Can you see? Alright, so you're thinking, oh, how can that be an eyelash? That's really odd. So what I'm going to do is I'll do it like that. Can you see? They're sort of shallow. I'm going over it, it doesn't matter. We'll be putting mascara on later, I'm sure. Alright, and then I'm doing it M's. So these are downward ones. Alright, so these are M's. I always like to sing and hum while I'm working actually, but I won't torture you with that. Right, okay, so now this is where knowing where your nose is counts, because the eyelashes, if you look at someone's eyelashes or in your eyelashes in the mirror, you can see where they come, where they sort of go, what direction they go to. So if your nose is this side, which is where mine is, so if I put my pencil there, that's my nose, the eyelashes are going to go this way. Alright, that's my phone, so I'm ignoring that. Can you see? Like there, like this, like this. Can you see how that's going? Yeah, that is the Exorcist music, or Tubular Bells, so bear with me. I am ignoring it. Can you see how that's going from the inside? So there's the nose, there, and then I'm doing more out that way. So I'm doing it out this side. Can you see? There we are. Okay, and then with the top, I'm going to be doing it out that way. So again, the nose is here, and I will be doing it that way, that way, that way. Can you see the eyelashes sort of coming together? Okay, so I have put some eyelashes on there. Like I said, some of them aren't, they're a bit scooby. Now, what I might do is I might fill it in, I might make it a bit more thicker. Okay, like I said, putting mascara on, and just do a few more strokes in there. And that just really shows the eyelashes a bit more, yeah? Okay, so I'm just copying that. And then I'm going to be doing some more that way. And we're getting an eye now, aren't we? So it's looking a bit more like an eye. The eyelashes are usually shorter where your nose is and longer on the outside, or people really like them, like if you had false eyelashes. I've never used them, but because I'm too scared of doing them. Anyway, so I've done that and they're sort of like little curves. They're carrying on. So I've done them a bit longer there, and they're usually a bit longer here. Now I might just join that up there. Okay, and that's where the other bit is. So my nose would be there, and you can see where it is. All right. Now thicken your eyelashes as you want to. You could also, this is another way, is doing another hill, like I said, and that's sort of like your eyelid, and you could actually colour that in if you want to. Alright, so if I did a shadow, because it's grey eyeshadow, I could do it there, yeah, it's very roughly done. Okay, I've just done that, because it's only light, yeah. And then what I might do, if you look at it, your eyeball is round, okay, and usually it's like a circle, isn't it? It's a ball. So you would have a bit of shading there inside this bit, on the inside. Now shading, to me, people will get a bit scared of shading. I just use it really lightly, like this, and it's usually where the shadow is, okay. So the eye would be darker there. If you just look at, the best thing is to look in the mirror and see your eye, and look at someone else's, and you see where the shadow is, and you can just do a little bit there, and it just brings it out a bit more. Okay, and the other thing, if you really want to, is you can, if you've got like a red pencil, I haven't got one with me, is just do some really light lines, you know, like you get these little thread lines, which are the vessels, blood vessel in your eye. Okay, just to make it really, shading does make it a bit more 3D, and that's the start of it. It's a very sort of cartoony eye, but the best thing to do, like I said, is look at a real one in the mirror, or a friend's or somebody else's eyes there, and then you can just sort of just make it a bit darker. Just keep practicing, really. This is a bit of eyeliner I'm doing now. See, like there. You can even do your really that eyeliner that's black that comes out here. Can you see what I've done? So that's the sheet I've used there. Okay, this is my drawing. I did this, and then what I've done, this is in that notepad. All right, as you can see, just to make a simple eye. So have a go, bit of fun. No right or wrong. Just practice, to see, and enjoy. Thank you very much.